You lose to LSU in the opening week, and then you follow that up with being down 16-3 to the University of Troy. I am talking about those Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
This is not your daddy's Clemson Tigers.
No,
We're talking
it's
about
not.
long gone are the days of Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and them dominating the ACC. I have a question. Are the Clemson Tigers done? Is their reign done?
Yes.
Okay.
And this comes from somebody who pre-selected the Clemson Tigers to go to the national championship game. So I feel like that context is necessary because I don't want to come across as a hater.
Yeah, as a
Quite
hater.
the opposite.
No.
Quite the opposite.
We don't do that. All we do is watch the film.
Evaluate, and listen.
We
don't like being wrong either.
Yeah,
so,
no,
like,
we
the
don't.
fact that we came into this year thinking one thing and we're seeing something different is
2 weeks
not great.
in.
And I think the biggest concern is Cade Klubnik. This is somebody who we saw take a step forward last year. There were good moments, but the question marks remained him in the big game, right? And that LSU game, I chalked up as, okay, you're playing LSU. I can justify Garrett Nussmeier outplaying you. What I cannot justify is following up that loss with that performance against Troy. That's what I can't justify, and that to me is on coaching and culture. And that's a big problem because Dabo Swinney has not leaned into any of the new parts of college football. Doesn't want to do the transfer portal, doesn't want to play the NIL game like everybody else, wants to fight all the college football isms that are coming, right? And my friend, I got something to say to you. You should join Nick Saban if you don't want to join this era of college football. You should. And I'm not pulling punches because the era of college football you want back ain't coming back.
Nope.
So get on board and figure your shit out or don't. And go retire because if you want to long for the time of old, you're going to find yourself on the outside and you're going to ruin your legacy. Straight up. And that's what Nick Saban knew. He didn't want to ruin his legacy. He saw what happened to Bill Belichick.
Yep.
And he said, hell no, I'm out. And look at what Kalen DeBoer's dealing with now. Like, it's a different era of college sports. And respectfully to Clemson, you have a lot of firepower on defense. You have that new defensive coordinator came in, and I'm not putting it on him.
No.
This is the offense. This is Dabo Swinney. This is your leader. This is Cade Klubnik coming back. This is an experienced quarterback. The only thing we thought we could count on in college football, quite frankly, was returning starters at quarterback.
That was it.
That's it.
And they probably had the most. I mean, because
they returned a lot of the starters,
right? Michigan has a new quarterback. Alabama
turned
new situation.
18 2 weeks ago.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Oregon, right?
Yep.
All of these teams. I think it was them and Penn State, probably the most returning starters in college football as far as cream of the crop. Notre Dame, right?
And experienced.
Yep.
So, experienced guys. And we thought we could count on that. And I'm watching Cade Klubnik, and I'm going, was expecting you to take a step forward this year, right? You were expecting, in the same way we expected Garrett Nussmeier to take a step forward. And to be fair, you saw him go 1v1. You saw them both struggle, but both against good defenses. But you saw Garrett turn it on when he was needed.
One get it together. You saw one get it together.
One get it together and one not. And I'm going to put both coaches in kind of the same bucket. Like, I feel very similarly about Brian Kelly as I do about Dabo Swinney.
Okay.
And I think this weekend we might hear some Brian Kelly shenanigans after what I anticipate potentially an upset alert with Billy Napier in Florida.
Oh, you're calling it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to call my shot. But to return to this conversation, what is Clemson's biggest problem right now, Keith? Or is it a little bit of everything?
Oh, man. What is Clemson's biggest problem?
Is it Cade? Is that fair?
No, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair because when you look at this roster, a huge part was I don't think they have a running back. Their running back was a converted wide receiver that wound up being 230 pounds, right? The offensive line is the same offensive line that you bought back from last year with a lot of returning starters. But when you watch the film, those guys wasn't getting the job done last year, right? And then you talk about the wide receiver core. A key thing in that LSU game, the best wide receiver on that team got injured, Antonio Williams. He got injured, I think, the third play of the game.
Which matters a lot.
Which matters a lot. But you know what also it lets me know? That y'all game planned around one guy. Because one guy shouldn't leave out of a game and your offense goes to kaput, right?
Not in the transfer portal era.
Not when you're Clemson, you have opportunity to load up on guys.
And we know you have the ability to do this. You're just choosing not to get on the train.
Listen,
and that's Dabo.
I always love to reference J. Cole. J. Cole said in the song, pride is the devil. right? And that is what's going on. You had opportunity to make a huge pivot. You had a loaded roster. All you had to do was just add on to it. Everybody bought into who Clemson was. Y'all had the Trevor Lawrence,
Go get a top offensive lineman in the portal. Go fleece North Dakota State, South Dakota State, all these teams that everybody else is going and taking players from. Bowling Green, all these teams. You got to get in the. Do you want to be a part of the dance?
Or not?
Yeah. Because if so, sit your ass on the outside.
You know what it is? Right now, his process, he's coaching for a moment.
I know.
And he wants that moment to be, I win the championship, and then the reporter sticks the mic in my face, and then I say, we done it my way. We didn't have to do all that. Like, he's coaching for that moment.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah, which is ridiculous at this point, right? And the truth of the matter is, if you stay on this track, the moment won't come.
No.
The moment won't come. Other teams are going to catch you. And this is just how life goes, right? When you talk about sports, period, like things evolve. Like there was a time
changes happen.
There was a time when the Nebraska Huskers dominated college football, right?
Yep.
It was a long time ago, but there was a time ago.
It was in the 90s. Go Big Red. Shout out home field.
There we go. Had to get the shout out in there.
Yeah.
But no, like times just change, right? And I think that's what Clemson is.
Not running the triple option anymore.
I want to, and so I address that part. Like I told you, I think some of it is coaching staff. I think some of it is philosophy. The last part, we talked about Cade, and you made a statement, and I want to expound on it. Because you said we were looking for Cade to perform in the big-time games. I'm so concerned that now we're worried about Cade performing in regular games.
That's a huge step backwards.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That makes you extremely nervous. And I've said this at the beginning of the season. I said it last year. It's all mental for Cade.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's a former 4x400, runner.
Texas.
Texas. He can throw the ball left and right. He can do everything. It's all mental. Dave should identify that and worked on Cade's abilities and set the floor for him. So right now, for Clemson, to be completely honest, it's looking extremely dangerous. When this was one of my national championship favorite teams.
Literally.
I thought they were one of the favorites.
And the defense looks good. They got some
they
ballers out there. They got
LSU
guys.
wide receiver core plus quarterback. That
was one of the best offenses they're going to play all year, and they kept them way past in the game, right? And that's all you can ask for and all you can expect.
And I know people are going to say, well, how did they get 16 points in the first half versus Troy?
Okay.
Cade threw an interception. And then the defensive lineman ran it in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So they gave up 9 points.
Correct.
Right? With a bad offense, raining.
And also, Cade wasn't moving the ball at all, so the defense had to be on the field the whole damn game. That matters. Like, that matters a lot. And I think you look at this situation and you go, what you told me, and that's why I brought that point up, is that when you were watching the film last year, your question mark, you liked some of what you saw from Cade, and you didn't like some of what you saw. And it reminded me of you talking about Jackson Dart, right? Where it was like, Jackson Dart, you liked him, but in a lot of the big moments, he fell apart.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, we've seen some early success in preseason, mind you, but some early success of Jackson Dart and what that could be. That was, to me, the high end of what he could be. Now, there wasn't a time where Jackson Dart was shitting the bed against a bad team, against a Troy team. He was not doing well in the LSU games, but you start regressing into the worst version of yourself against teams you gotta beat.
Group of 5 teams.
You just won't. You're not a first rounder anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting drafted in the first round if you can't take care of Troy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just not happening.
Listen, and I've been inside of those locker rooms.
Yeah.
I've been in those buildings.
Yep.
Those type of games, that's your get right games.
Especially after you lost that game to LSU.
Yeah.
That was
and you're back at home again.
Yeah, and LSU all but gave you the game in the fourth quarter. Go take it. And that's what Brian Kelly does best. These LSU teams, and then he hadn't won those games. They would lost like 5 in a row to begin the year.
He was 0-4, and they dated back to Coach O or something like that.
It was a bad. So to let LSU do that in your home stadium, right? And you don't come back and autocorrect with an ass whooping. That's a problem. That's a big time problem. That makes me question the culture in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I agree. Well,
and I think that's the tandem of Dabo and Cade.
Yeah.
It matters, the leadership in the quarterback and leadership from the head coach.
They got to be on the same page
somehow,
some way. So if it's
they got to get it
coach, offensive coordinator, somebody needs to figure it out, because at the end of the day, y'all 1-1 with no ACC losses, right? You still have opportunity to go win the ACC. Everything's in front of you. Y'all have everything. Y'all have the roster. It's about working on the details.
Yeah, it's unfortunate y'all don't have no NFL trade deadline coming approaching, so you could go trade for some roster pieces, because, dear God, you need some, I think.
100%. Well, listen, we talked about one team that dominated college football over the past 20 years. There's another one out there.
I know where this is headed.
On the ropes.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. Is Alabama done?
Is Alabama done?
Their reign, their dominance, is it over? Completely over?
The Nick Saban level of dominance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. One, to sustain dominance like that in the new version of college football, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, quite frankly.
Okay.
The distribution of wealth and the distribution of quarterbacks and talent is no longer what it was, where your Alabama had 4 Mark Ingram backed up by 5-star, backed
Alvin
up by
Kamara,
like that shit's not happening anymore.
Robinson, it was crazy.
That's what I mean. Like, you're not getting 4 NFL guys to sit and wait their turn anymore. Mm-hmm. It's just not happening. And you sure shit ain't getting that in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Okay? Respectfully, ain't nobody want to be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Respectfully.
And I've been to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Okay? It's not coming from non-experience. It's coming from experience. That's the part that I think the fans of Alabama are going to learn really quickly, just like Nebraska fans did. Mm-hmm. You dominate for a decade or two, it's really hard to dominate for long periods of time.
Oh, yeah, to go 30, 40 years. Yeah.
I mean, it's just nearly impossible. Like 10 years of 3 national championships in Nebraska.
Doesn't happen.
You get yourself messed up when you start firing coaches because they're not Nick Saban.
Yep.
And I will warn these fans, you guys, you got to be careful here. You got to be careful here because this was the worst job in college football. To follow up Nick Saban is the worst job in college football.
Is it?
It's the worst.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
All right, let's go.
Because nobody's going to win. Nobody's going to win. Nobody can beat Nick Saban. He's the greatest college coach of all time. And so to follow that up is to have the worst job in sports because the expectation is what Nick did. And it ain't happening.
Okay, so
it ain't happening.
This is where we split, right? And we're going to have this conversation. The worst job in college football. I can't say that. The worst job in college football is coaching the Vanderbilts, right? The worst job in college football.
No, because there's no expectations.
Yeah, but you're not going to win at all. And listen, we're competitors at the end of the day,
For
right?
sure.
Would I rather you put the rock in my hand and tell me to go score the point, or would I rather be sitting on the bench?
You're not even going to get the opportunity because the fans are not going to give you a long enough leash to do it.
I have a question.
That's the delusion that exists in Alabama.
Yeah, let's look at the current situation. A loss to Oklahoma last year. Mm-hmm. A loss to Michigan in the bowl game. Mm-hmm. They had, a couple other losses during the season. You start this season out with Florida State talking shit to you. Mm-hmm. You had a quarterback come from Boston College and say, Nick Saban ain't there. I ain't scared no more. Ain't nobody scared of y'all. And then they come in the game and kick y'all ass.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's not about following up Nick Saban. That's about you. That's about having pride. That's about,
100%.
Y'all better than them or not.
100%.
So I think I understand what you're saying in the big picture, right? Like that you would never be able to be as great as Nick Saban.
No.
And
Nick Saban left at a certain point.
Because he's seen the writing on the wall.
He saw what was about to happen.
I agree with that.
He begged for money. Alabama was not putting up the same money as Michigan and some of these other big schools. They don't have the same donor base that Ohio State does. They don't.
But the question becomes this. Are they underperforming or are they performing to their roster?
I think time will tell this year.
Okay.
Because I don't think you can write them off from one loss. We saw Notre Dame lose to NIU and then go to a national championship last year. We saw Ohio State lose to a team that could not pass a ball and then win a national championship last year. Mm-hmm. I think what you're learning is college football is becoming more like the NFL, where you cannot, one loss is not going to ruin you, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
The best teams at the end of the season should be rewarded, and they should be the teams we see. Because the teams that are hot in September, ask the Miami Dolphins about being hot in September and being shit in December. Does that shit mean anything in January?
No, it don't.
No, it doesn't, because who are you when it matters?
Yeah.
Who are you when it matters? And that's what college football is now coming to the table with, is we are now going to finally see the best teams, because Ohio State was the best team last year. And if we were in the BCS era, we wouldn't have seen Ohio State.
Right. No,
and that's the shit that's getting auto-corrected in college now. The parity's changing. And Alabama, it's not going to be as easy as it was to have sustained success. You're not going to have 5 stars sitting behind 5 stars.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
I may be on track with the Alabama fans. I understand that we're not going to dominate and we're not going to win 4.
Oh, but you're delusional because you've won so much.
Yeah,
it's just impossible.
Where I separate is
the toughness part.
This ain't it neither.
Yeah, I agree.
What we're doing is not this.
Yeah.
We're not letting Florida State quarterback from Boston College talk shit to us and then get our ass whooped, right? We're not doing that.
No, the way they lost. Losing is one thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
Losing that way is different.
Yeah, and that's the part to where you speak to Alabama fans. Are y'all expecting Nick Saban type of excellence, or y'all expecting to win one in the next 3-4 years? Because this right now, I'll say this: there's trending upwards, right? Yeah. There's buying stock on something, and then there's trending downwards and selling stock. Yeah. If this was a stock market, people be selling off right now because this just doesn't look like the process. It just doesn't look like the same team, the same fundamentals, the same toughness, right? Yeah. And this is not year one of Kalen DeBoer. This is now year one. You got a taste of how it is in the SEC. Yeah. And you came out in year two in the opening week and decided to do that.
For sure. But I will caution fans. This is a guy who coached a team to a national championship at Washington, which is a hard place to – it's a traditional basketball area. Okay, took a school, had Michael Penix, Roma Dunze, took him to a national championship. That – not a guy who – he grew up – he's a North Dakota guy, okay? As tough as everybody thinks they're in the South, go spend one fucking winter in North Dakota and call me.
Nobody messing with the SEC.
Call me. Nobody's surviving in North Dakota for one winter.
Nobody's messing with the SEC. We have humidity.
Period. End of story. Ain't nobody surviving the fucking North Dakota winters.
We have humidity.
This guy knows how to coach, okay? He may not be the right fit, but what I'm telling you is I don't care who it was. They were doomed from the start because Alabama fans are bananas. And my final point later is going to prove this with an exclamation point.
Okay. And what I have for that is, listen.
Delusional. They're delusional.
If you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen.
I'm with you.
And that's my only point.
I'm with you. But in the new era of college football, if you're not spending like Ohio State, you're not competing with Ohio State. That's all I'm going to tell y'all.
That's what you got to do.
Alabama don't have the same donor base.
You got to recruit.
Y'all better find some rich ass alumni. That's what I got to say.
You got to recruit also.
Better call Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, let's do this, man. We want to talk a little mock draft.
Yeah, let's talk mock draft.
Let's have a little mock draft. Our guy over at the Draft Network.
It's our boy Jamie Eisner.
Jamie Eisner released his mock draft, and we can start with the very top, right? We start with the top two quarterbacks, man. I want to get your takeaways, initial takeaways. Garrett Nussmeier.
Yep.
To the LSU Saints, to the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. Right? He stays home. His father is the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, so a nice little tie in there. And then we have Lenoris Sellers to the New York Jets. That's the first two. We'll start with the first two, then go to the next two. Takeaways from those initial.
So, Spencer Rattler, I love you, bud. I hope you play your ass off this year, and I hope the Saints trade you.
Yep.
So you can go get an opportunity.
Yep.
And I think then this becomes a perfect set of circumstances, right? Where you got a LSU boy who's going to be beloved by the fan base. There's nobody that's going to get a longer leash than a kid that went to LSU, okay? It's just not going to happen. You're going to have a long leash. Garrett Nussmeier is a guy who has NFL pedigree because of, as you mentioned, the coaching staff and the dad. Garrett is the quarterback I feel the best about coming out of this draft as of right now.
Yeah, he's the most proven and he's been the most consistent.
And there's just something about pedigree that matters. Knowing how to act, knowing how to talk, knowing how to lead, knowing how to act in almost every situation matters.
Yeah, he's one of the last young men that at LSU I was a part of the recruiting classes, right? And he always had a toughness and a grit and a moxie about him. And
difference between him and Joe.
He actually might have a little bit more juice as far as swag.
Which I'm glad. That's why I knew what you were going to say, which is why I teed you up.
Yeah, he actually
because everybody thinks Joe's super swaggy. No, Joe's swaggy because he's himself.
Yeah, Joe was more reserved and chill and cool.
And kind of quirky.
Yeah. But they're both heavy locker room guys, and they both walk around with the same
moxie.
Same moxie, right? And then I say this because I went to the QB, Peyton Manning QB Academy.
The Manning Passing Academy.
Manning Passing Academy. And I'm watching, right? And obviously, it's 50 quarterbacks there. And
it's like every quarterback. Every quarterback that's hoping to make it to the NFL is there.
Was there. And I'm watching Arch Manning throw, and obviously, it's, it's his pops, it's his grandpa, it's his uncles.
It's got to show.
You know and they were warming up to, go through the different drills and stuff. And it was just supposed to be fun drills, right? Target practice, who throws the longest ball.
There ain't no fun in football.
You know who the last person warming up was?
Garrett Nussmeier.
Garrett freaking Nussmeier, the Nuss bus. Yeah. You know why he took it personally?
Thibodeau, Louisiana.
You want to know why? Because everybody's saying this is Arch hometown. And Garrett is sitting there saying, I'm from Louisiana too, right? Then everybody's saying Arch Manning, he's the king of New Orleans. And then Nuss is sitting there saying, guess what? I play at LSU. What the hell are we talking about, right?
He got something to say.
He got something to say. He's taking his person, and I love that about a quarterback. He is competitive as hell. And I'll tell you this, I ride or die with those type of guys, right?
Well, you got to have a chip on your shoulder.
I go to war with him.
Who's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Tom Brady.
And who had the biggest chip on his shoulder?
Tom Brady.
He manufactured storylines. It didn't exist. He did the MJ shit. I'm making shit up that a reporter said to manufacture how I need to motivate and prove somebody wrong. That matters. You saw Aaron Rodgers with motivated.
Yep.
Right? That matters. But to this point, I think that would be a match made in heaven, marketing-wise, for the team, for the fit, for everything. I think you'd love to see Kellen Moore with him offensively. There'd be a lot of excitement around this. And the Saints are just now coming back. 2026 is going to be the first year where they don't live in the Derek Carr, Drew Brees cap hell situation they got themselves into. And so I think it's going to be a nice opportunity for them to reset. And honestly, I think for Spencer, it'd be a great play your ass off, get traded, go play somewhere, reset, and be able to go do the damn thing. And we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out, but I think the fit would be very nice.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot.
And it's early. It's September.
Yep. I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
Because looking over this mock draft, something we didn't show prep for, but Arch Manning is not in the mock. Do we think Arch is coming out this year?
No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because Arch Sr. told us he wasn't going to.
Okay.
And the Mannings have done every single thing they've told you that they're going to do. Mm-hmm. They've done it. They didn't push for him to go last year. He stuck behind Quinn Ewers. They made sure everybody knew that. They told it didn't matter how loud it got or how good he looked or how bad Quinn looked or whatever was happening. Didn't matter. They stuck by what they were doing. And I think no matter what, that's what they're going to do. And they got a plan, and they're going to execute the plan. And I think especially when you saw the growing pains of Arch. From week one, he's a young kid. He's just learning. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you put him in a situation when you know they very clearly trust Sark, right? They trust Sark. They trust this team. They have a lot of say. They have a lot of power. And I think this is a team that they had a lot of turnover. Mm-hmm. This is a young team that's now got to learn how to gel and get themselves back to the place that they were last year. And I think not this year, but next year, that's when I think you'd see all the star power come together. I really truly believe that they're going to do what they said they were going to do because that's what I'm going off a frame of reference. Yeah. You keep showing me that. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
No, so I was on the opposite side of that. I thought Arch was going to come out.
Yeah.
Until I watched probably the first half of that game. And I was like, you know what? Arch is staying put.
Yeah, and he's young, man.
But just imagine having, I don't even want to say the luxury, right? But the standard that has been set for you and your last name.
Yeah, for your family.
That if we don't go number one overall, we're not taking it.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to think about, right? And I just, even during the mock draft, right, and we're talking about it, I couldn't get myself to put Arch in the mock without putting him at number one overall, right? It seems sacrilegious, right?
Yeah, because it's Arch Manning.
Yeah, it's the last name. It's the Manning part of it. So I do think that they'll let this year be kind of his growing year. I was kind of all gas, no brakes on.
Listen, it was fun.
Yeah, if he comes out and throws for 400 yards on Ohio State, walk off, and let it be what it's going to be,
100%.
I was like, you know what? Get the job done. Let's go to the draft.
Yeah,
right?
It didn't happen. That didn't happen, and it's because no matter what your last name is, ball is ball.
Yeah, ball is ball.
And you're going to have to learn at the end of the day, just like everybody else did, just like Peyton Manning. This Nebraska Cornhuskers team made Peyton fucking Manning sat the second half of a national championship game because Nebraska was putting an ass whooping on Peyton Manning. And that was the year he came out. So I just want everybody chill with your Arch Manning takes. Because y'all already look stupid.
Yeah, everybody's over
Literally, y'all already look stupid because you crowned him, and then he didn't play well, and then he can't, and then all of a sudden he's back to being God's gift to Green Earth because he threw 4 touchdowns in the first half. Let the kid live. He's gonna be. I will put my life on. He's a Manning. He's gonna do everything he can to get himself there, and he, quite frankly, is the most talented athletically of any of those guys. And I think we know what's gonna happen up here. We know how he's going to be trained. We know how he's going to be taught. We know what he's going to be prepared for. This family knows how to do it. 3 generations of quarterbacks. They're going to be just fine. But everybody, there's a reason he's not in the mock, and it's for good reason. Yeah. 2027, Arch Manning season, baby. Oh, yeah.
100%. Let's do this, man. There's a new segment over here at Draft Club. G-O-A-T, the GOAT of the week. We about to have some fun. Paige Dimakos, let them know we about to have some fun.
Okay, hang on here.
Who is this week's GOAT of the week? I'm going to love this one.
First and foremost, this is time for the GOAT chain. Okay, this requires some prep work, and this is shout out to my boy Eddie Denard. Shout out to the Denard bros. Shout out to the runs in basketball. Doing big things in Chicago. The GOAT chain goes to Susie Connerly. Okay, God bless this woman. The Powerball is at like $1 billion or something absolutely ridiculous. They're talking to people in the state of Alabama about what they would do if they won the Powerball, and good old Susie said, I'm buying out Kalen DeBoer, and I'm buying out that damn AD, and I'm spending $70 million. She knew the buyout number. She said $70 million, check. That's the first thing she said. She said, I'm buying Kalen DeBoer out, and then I'm buying the AD out, and then church, and then the church, and then after taxes, I might have a little bit of money left. And I might have a little money left. I was like, damn, you're not even going on a vacation before we fire Kalen DeBoer? 70 mil? And you know what? Susie, you a go, girl. You know, because there ain't nothing like true fandom. And that is, you gonna put your money where your mouth is and buy out the damn coach. That's some crazy work. I wouldn't do it. I don't suggest it. But you know what, Susie? God bless, you're a GOAT. You are a GOAT. You define what it is to be a GOAT.
Yep. You know, it's funny that she said that right in that order, because she said football, and then she said church.
And then church. Yeah, and then my church is going to get some money. And she didn't name 70 mil. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now.
I'll give them a couple dollars. But it just goes to the phrase, man, the South football, this is God's country.
Oh, yeah.
She's the pure definition of the South football, this is God's country.
She is the epitome of the Alabama fans. She embodies exactly who Alabama fans are. And you know what, Suze? God bless you. Because I believe every word that came out of your mouth.
1,000,000%.
I believe that you are literally going to Tuscaloosa. You're driving your ass there with your Powerball check in hand, and you're going, you gone, and you gone. And she's going to park her ass down and go, yeah, I don't even know who coaches the team yet, but you guys are gone.
Yep,
that's all she's saying. I'll figure that damn shit out.
Who is it? Willie, Alabama Willie.
She gonna hire Alabama Willie and Alabama Fan 101 from the chat boards, and they gonna run the damn team into the ground. But they're gonna run the damn team.
I tell you what, they gonna be goddamn Alabama tough.
I don't know. Susie might inspire the troops, man.
Yeah, she
Susie might get down there. Listen, if that don't inspire you, this woman is willing to pay $70 million to buy out your head coach. Yep. And then she don't even know the number for the AD, but she said, it don't matter, baby. I'm buying that bitch out too. And then I might have some money left over for me and, I don't know, my kids, my life, my legacy. But what matters to me most is Alabama football. And if that don't inspire you, then y'all better get your pulse checked down in Tuscaloosa. Yep.
All you can see is Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Let's do this. We're going to wrap the show up with our final point. I'm gonna jump straight to it, man. We talked about college football, and this has been a fairly, what's the word, right? A conversation we've been kind of ending dreams, right? Yeah. Alabama, Clemson.
We're putting the bookmark on a lot of generations of success.
We even a lot of white flags.
We said bye, dynasty, bye, basically.
Yep. I'm gonna go to the Northwest, Paige Dimakos, and for those who've been listening, since last year, right when we first started.
Oh, I love where this is headed.
I was out on the Oregon Ducks, but I'm going to tell you this year, I'm in on them Ducks. Them Ducks are ducking, baby. I'll tell you this. This is my bold statement. This Oregon team is better than last year's Oregon team.
I love this shit.
I only needed 2 games against group of 5 teams, but I like what I see. Dante Moore with the explosive arm at quarterback. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end. The young wide receivers, the Kyrian Moore. They went and got 2 offensive tackles out of the transfer portal. The defensive line, Mateo Uiagalelei. The safety that they went and got from Purdue. This Oregon team is better than last year's Oregon team. That's my final point.
I couldn't agree with you more, and welcome to the Duck Squad, baby. We'll bring you on in. I led the crew last year. I stood by them even in the loss to Ohio State.
Ducks don't let me down. I'm still not
Ducks
in on the half.
I'm
still not in on that halftime shit.
Ducks fly together. No, the pregame need to change and the halftime need to change. And all you need to know is that duck fell off his head. We need to fix that shit. Okay, Dan Lanning, feel free to give me a call. My final point is this. We talked a lot about Alabama, good, bad, and otherwise.
Yep.
I go back to 2019 in a game that I was at. Luckily, I was at a game. You were coaching on the football field. I was up in the stands as a media member.
Yep.
And that is probably one of the greatest college football games of all time. That is Tua Tagovailoa and Joe Burrow going at it. Okay, Alabama, LSU, under the lights. Oh, it was just
Devontae
magnificent.
Smith, Derek Stingley, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Najee Harris, Patrick Queen.
You just had guys on
Grant
guys
Delpit,
on guys
Christian
on guys.
Fulton,
It was an
Trayvon
NFL.
Diggs.
It was an NFL game.
That was an NFL game.
Yeah, on both sides of the field.
I'll go as far as to say this. We always had a conversation about can college teams beat NFL teams? Those two NFL teams can beat some of the worst NFL teams.
Because they were literally a whole NFL
teams.
roster. Like, 14 dudes got drafted. I mean, it was like, and guys that were instant starters, instant playmakers. And that's not even counting Jamar Chase, who came the next year, right? Like, you're talking about ridiculous level of talent, right? But to set this back, so it's 2019, and I'm in the stands, okay? Mm-hmm. And as it goes, Alabama loses this game, right? An all-time game, okay? And it was the first game that Alabama had lost at home in 4 years. And let me tell you something. As somebody who had recently graduated college, I thought to myself, I went, damn, I can't imagine going through college and never losing a home game. Like, if you're a senior in college, you had never seen your team lose. And as I'm walking through the tunnel, I am hearing the most outrageous shit from Alabama fans. And I mean, it's time to fire Nick Saban. Nick Saban has got to go. Ooh. Nick Saban sucks. Nick Saban this. Now. And my point is, how y'all feel now, baby? Y'all look stupid. And this is a message to everyone. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Yep. You got to appreciate the shit while you have it, and you have the greatest coach of all time, and now you're going to learn what it's like to be like everybody else. Because Nick Saban ain't coming back, ain't nobody coming to save you, and college football has left your ass behind. So good luck, Alabama fans. You should have respected and loved Nick Saban for everything he was while he was in the moment. Now it's over.
Now it's over. Paige Dimakos, I like that. I like those final points. Listen, that wraps up another episode, man, of the Draft Club. I'm Keith Sanchez. That's Paige Dimakos. This is Draft Club. Players only.